Every year for the last 4 years, I've had a little ritual right before the season starts. If my heart stays beating while I try to kiss a train, then I know I'm good to go for anything storm season has to give me. Here's today's test. We're good to go. Storm season's gonna begin. It's on this year.
There's a tornado in Burns Flats. Got put down. I don't know how far away that is. Yeah. Wherever, how far behind that is. Oh wow, so it's right here, dude. It's gonna be coming right at us. It's online for us though. Right on 40 here. I don't know, I think we keep going.
Yeah, it's up a little ways.
Yeah, I think we get right next to wherever that line is. Just hold tight.
Today, we're on our way down to Fairfax, Oklahoma. It's about 30 miles away. Now, I was actually back here in the spring of 2020 before Scorsese and DiCaprio made it out here, before a movie was even announced. I'd heard the story. Here it is.
They work down there?
Mm-hmm.
What'd they do?
They were clerks.
Okay. And they used to be a funeral home. She said it's been a whole bunch of things.
It hasn't been a funeral home
Long time.
for, yeah, back in probably late 20s or 30s.
Gotcha.
I've lived here since 1946.
Since 46?
Mhm.
Wow. So you've seen it all then.
I've seen it all.
You know about the Osage murders and all that?
Well, that had happened about a little over 20 years before we ever moved to Fairfax. So,
Gotcha.
and I really didn't know that much about it. My daughter ran around with the Margie Burkhart that is in the book.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
ran around with her when they were in school. And,
Yeah. It's a fascinating
we
book.
didn't know, we didn't know.
You guys didn't know anything about it? Wow.
It just, until that book came out, I had no idea.
Is this where that took place? Was right here?
In Fairfax.
In Fairfax. Really?
And that was the Big Hill trading company that was also a funeral home.
In the book?
It was, yeah, it was in the book.
Well, I'm only halfway through the book, but I had to come out here and take a look at this since I moved to Ponca. And so I'm actually doing a documentary for about Tornado Alley. So I heard that they had a couple come through here.
Oh yeah, it took my roof.
Your roof too?
Yeah, and it just really messed that building up. It messed
All these buildings got ripped up.
And down there.
Yeah. Oh, this end?
Yeah, see down
Oh yeah, you can still see the damage.
It was a body shop.
Really?
You know, and it just got so much damage, and the lady was pretty old, and so she moved to somewhere up north with her daughters.
Oh yeah, you can see damage on all the tops of a lot of these buildings all of a sudden. Okay, so these it hit. Everybody is safe from it?
Yeah.
And nobody got hurt? That's good. That's good.
I was standing right in my bedroom. My son had called me from Yukon,
Really?
Oklahoma, and he said, "Mom, you're getting ready to have some bad weather," and he said, "You better get into your closet." Well, that's where I go, into my closet it's an inner room.
And it's inside. It's got the 4 walls. Well, that's good.
So I said, well, I said, Jim's in Ponca. I said, I'll call him, tell him not to come home yet. And, well, he didn't message me.
He didn't? Oh,
Yeah,
no.
2 years ago. It's been like that for 2 years. It tore part of my roof off, and
It was in June,
was
well, we had one in February, and then,
which is the one that tore the
yes.
roof off.
August.
Yeah, well, anyhow, it's been like that for 2 years.
Really?
And all these old buildings, nobody nobody has insurance on them. You
Right.
can't get insurance on this, and nobody was working in them, or nobody had any business. Me and the liquor store was the only ones on this side of the street that had a business.
Yeah.
The grocery store, it got a little bit of damage, but no, it's part of history going down.
That's a bummer.
Well, I know.
No,
but
it's really good.
Oh, is it?
It was destroyed. It was,
Yeah.
it wasn't fixable, and there's nothing you can put there. I mean, there's no business in this town.
What was it before? It was all what you said.
Oh, it was a mercantile. It had a funeral home in it, a bank in it. There was dry goods stores. It was
A lot of everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell by the foundation. It was a big,
And they
thick
had-
building.
It was all one thing, and you can probably see it, that line across there.
Yeah.
That's actually a balcony that goes all the way around, 1/16 of a mile.
Oh,
and,
wow.
And they had furniture and things like that, had furniture in it up there, but that was one big balcony up there, and actually has an elevator in it.
No kidding. So you wouldn't even have known that.
Mm-mm.
So that you could actually walk around that.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I used, when they had the thing, I guess they had a furniture store on one side and a clothing store on the other side, and I would go over there and sit and visit with them. We could walk around. That's where we would.
Does this make you
walk.
sad to watch?
No,
No.
I'm glad it's gone because it needed to go. It's kind of like burying grandma. She's been dead
Yeah.
for 10 days.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind
Yeah.
of like one of them deals.
The smartest thing that the Osage ever did was retain their mineral rights to their land.
Because it gave them the rights underneath.
Yeah, below the ground, yeah. Typically, like, when you buy land, you don't really own what's underneath it, but they
They did.
did, and that's why they were so...
They're one of the richest tribes, right? Right. Isn't it crazy how they're next to some of the poorest tribes?
Yeah.
Out of all the 9 tribes that are in the Confederation here, which one's the poorest?
I'd say Ponca's probably like right up there.
Ponca. That's kind of.
Think how crazy that is.
Their chauffeurs were white. Think about that.
Yeah.
Really?
White men were driving around the natives, yeah.
Because they were so
They had so much money.
money
Yeah,
from.
and then if you, in the book, it talks about how a lot of the white people became like custodians, or I don't know if it's the right word, of the natives, of the Osage's money, and would basically like only give them a certain amount, and then have to like tell them what they were going to spend it on, and then the white guy would just...
Stop and think about that. Just over 100 years ago, a white family or a white custodian was assigned to the natives with all the cash and told how to spend it. Just over 100 years ago.
Right, if they would give them the money or not. And it was their money. They're telling them how to spend it.
Really?
Like, had control over their money.
The whole thing's just dirty. It's just very dirty. You know the
Like,
oil,
so tell me what is it about?
the abolishment of the government. It's the abolishment. of
Oh,
the
trouble.
OC. Yeah, that was part of the deal.
Yeah.
They had to get rid of their government.
It talks about it a little bit here.
When you go out to the Conoco Museum,
Yeah, I've never been there.
it's dark. It's really dark. They talk about, it's just, I wish I'd have done a better job of documenting it, but I had my kids and my parents were out. But they talk about, oh, we just strong-armed them for the oil and we're really sorry about it, but time moves on and so do we. And they openly admitted in the museum that they did, White Eagle especially, did them dirty. So, The history out here is just, there's a lot of dark history out here. It's still right in your face. Sometimes I find myself in precarious places. Today, we decided to go out to Fairfax because 2.5 years ago, my first interview ever actually was an old lady at the barbershop across from the Mercantile. And look at these guys. Let me back up. My ADHD is just kicking in heavy right now. So I did this interview before I've ever done any interview ever. And it was just because I was told that the story from a neighbor was quite crazy. And before it was a movie, before it was anything, well, long and short of it is, I deleted my interview with her because I was running out of room on my iCloud. And so I tried to go back and talk to her, but unfortunately, she was closed. See the ripped off roofs better from this side. So the lady had told me, both ladies actually told me about the tornado. I am so upset with myself for deleting that interview. That was back in 2020 in April. In the barbershop. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, I went in there and chatted with a lady. And in my infinite wisdom of having to create room on my iCloud, I deleted it.
Did you just leave it on your phone or did you delete it from your iPad?
No, I deleted it from my iCloud. Because I was already up to 2 terabytes, and so I went through and started deleting things that were 10 minutes longer, and I didn't transfer it.
Did you get that number?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Take a shot at this really cool horse. I think they're horses. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it could be. I called it a horse or a donkey. New Orleans said it was a mule. So I don't know my equestrian species that well. But anyways, went out to Fairfax on a hunch that maybe the lady was still A, alive, and B, working, and the barbershop was closed. But check out this horse right here. Every time. You giggle every time. Look at, and they're like, listen, lady, we've heard enough of you. Pull up, laugh at us. Think it's funny?
They're cute.
This is like some of their last land. They've been sequestered. What? You hear them? Oh, you pissed them off. Imagine it's -12 out, they gotta go somewhere. Did a backflip. Dang it.
That's Prairie Dogs, Oklahoma. So, some of my fascination with trains is just the mechanical. I mean, what kid doesn't grow up? I mean, trains got it all, especially the old days. When I was a kid, it was all about the steam locomotives. They were in the cartoons, still in the movies. I mean, it's got everything. Working parts on the outside, needs coal on the inside, all the mechanical aspects. And they're just fascinating machines of man that transformed human engineering as we know it. Anyways, thought I'd take you all on a little trek on these tracks in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma. Kids, don't try anything you saw me do at home. This was all done with the supervision of trained professionals. So, on that note, enjoy it, but don't copy me. Thank you so much.